Welcome back to another podcast, another episode of FOO-OLOGY. It's July 1st today, bro.
The 1st of July. That year went by all nice and quick. It's halfway through the year.
This whole year been by a flash, bro. Every month just goes by so quick, bro. It's like, it feels like it's a week, you know? A whole month feels like a week to me, you know?
Damn, that's wild. And it's, man, the weather's getting perfect too. The sun's going down all late. The sun is nice and bright in the daytime, bro, getting that nice sunlight. But bro, it's been crazy with the I don't know if you guys saw the last video we did on YouTube. That was a really nice location, man. Shout out to Martin, bro. He's the one who knows all those clean ass spots, and then we're gonna have more coming in the future, bro. But that was a really nice one, I think. And then, bro, that clip blew up crazy like nothing. Like that clip that we made immediately, like right now I think it's like 70,000 views, and then we got 1,200 followers on TikTok, and then we got at least like 200 more on IG, which I think IG is a little harder to get because right now we've been building nice and good and nice and slow, but TikTok, it just blows up and then you just get a shitload automatically, dude.
Damn, bro,
that shit is wild though. But it was that was a good clip. And then people were it was like a good divide because some people were like super like, oh yeah, it's time to get guns. It's time to listen. They're like, it's time to go. I'm ready. I was like, holy shit.
You influence all these fools to be
like, it's
shit,
war.
Man.
This means war. I'm like, holy shit. And other fools are like on the opposite side. They're like, man, fuck all these beaners and shit. And I was like, no. But that shit was hilarious.
Fuck, bro, you influence a lot of people, bro. You got that voice, bro. You hype people up,
yeah,
you know.
Bro. Yeah, we be on that
hype people up, bro. Be like, goddamn, World War III right there.
I know. I'm like, holy shit, wait, chill out. Just take a deep breath.
Be like, fuck, bro. I mean, lately,
I've been waiting for.
I mean, it does piss you off though, bro.
Yeah,
like, you know,
real,
and
man.
Going back on that Mexican topic, bro, Mexicans are the sleeping giants, bro. That you said that,
That's
right?
A fact.
And it's true because, but it's more like Mexicans are the next. No, not the next. Mexicans are the sleeping giants for sure, bro. But we have to get more educated, bro. We have to get more people into all these colleges, whatever, and knowing your rights. Because if you know your rights and know what you're worth. Say a cop comes up to you, an ICE agent comes up to you, and you know your rights, and you speak like, well, bro, they're
afraid of you.
They're afraid of you, bro, because they're gonna be like, oh man, like this guy knows his rights and his laws, right? So even if like I even do it too, bro. Like I'll go on YouTube and I'm like, you know, say this incident happened here. What can I do with all these laws, whatever, you know, and just go on YouTube and just type in like, what are my human rights as a American, you know, living in well, we live in California, but living in the U.S. general, right?
Yeah.
And if you like look it up, it'll thousands of videos, bro. Like, oh, you say this and this and that, and at the moment you say this to a cop or say this to a ICE agent, they're gonna step back and be like, oh wow, this guy knows what he's talking about, so we can't fuck with them too more. You know, they get scared, bro. But the moment they just see your color, bro, like, man, this guy doesn't know shit, bro. Like, they're ignorant like that. Some of them, they're ignorant. They'll be like, man, I'm just gonna mop this guy around. I'm gonna make him what I want, you know. And when they do that, and there are some people that do that shit, but the moment you like, hey, like, I want to exercise my 4th and 5th Amendment right, and have I committed a crime? Boom, after that, bro, they're not gonna fuck with you anymore, bro. Like, you know, they're gonna back away. Be like, if you don't get physical, they're gonna be like, all right, this guy knows what's up, right?
That's a fact.
And I feel like if more of our la raza, they're educated, bro. They're educated in that way of form, going to school and stuff like that. Like, you know, it'd be better for us too. Like hella better, bro. And they're scared of that too, bro. They're scared of that. They're scared of like more Mexicans are going to getting their masters, getting their PhDs, getting their bachelors. They're scared of that because the moment you have knowledge, that is what scares a lot of people, bro.
Damn, that's well said. That's a good point right there.
That's true, bro. Because back then, what in the slaves days, they didn't want them to read, bro. Shit, because if they read, they got knowledge of like what their rights were, bro. And the moment like you have that person that will tell you like, oh, this is right and this is wrong, bro. They're scared of this fool, bro. It's like you're a judge, bro. Like
That's
basically,
true.
bro.
Because then you start knowing how they do it, and that's why they only had them read the Bible and these things like that. And then the Bible verses they had them read were like in support of slavery. They're like, oh, be obedient to your masters. And so that's why you have to be careful with they say everything can be spun into a lie. Like everything, even the Bible, any text, you can word it in such a way that you can make people do anything based off those words. That's why they say words are not necessarily the truth. They say the truth is more so like if you're just in a state of like peace and silence in nature, that's more close to the truth than any words you can ever speak. Because anybody can take words and just make you believe anything depending on how they structure it, you know? And that's like a game. It's like words are just a game. It's just a logical game, and somebody can put the words in the right order to make you believe or feel something. So that's why a lot of this propaganda stuff, you got to be careful because it's all just a word game, and you're the puppet basically. So you had to be careful with all that kind of stuff because it's true, man. Like you said, like the slaves, they didn't want them to know this, know the truth about it. They want them to just believe everything. And what you're seeing right now is all that shit, but man, like
damn,
all the
that's
stuff
crazy.
with the left versus right, like we always talk about. It's like people are so stuck in a way of seeing the world that they start just getting crazy, and they like a lot of people. What you said, that a lot of people unfollowed you and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, like, and honestly, I don't give a fuck, bro. You know, they could unfollow my dick too, bro. Nah, but like, I don't really care. They're not gonna make my life better, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure
they haven't made, you know, they're not gonna make my life better or even worse, bro. Like, I don't really care, bro. Like, that's their shit, you know. They're free of will, whatever. They could do whatever the fuck they want, bro. I don't really care. But we're gonna elevate this shit to everybody. They're gonna see us anyways, bro.
Yeah, with all this kind of ice stuff and the sleeping giant, I think, you know, there's people who commented on our stuff. Both sides commented. There's Mexicans who are like, "Oh, why don't you go live in Mexico?" And then there's some that are like, "Oh, you should bring the energy to Mexico to here where I am at, you know, wherever the hell they're at." And I'm like, bro, like just because things are bad where you are doesn't mean that we can't speak out on the shit that's going on where we are. You know, like, there's shit going on in the world all the time, you know, everywhere, all the time. There's shit going on, and you realize that you're gonna speak the truth regardless. So it's like people want to put the message down just based off of like a lie. Like they just want to make up some shit to make it seem like you're talking bullshit, but in reality it's still real, you know. But
yeah, it's like I mean, yeah, also too, like, go if you're talking like that, I seen a lot of comments like that too, bro. Like, oh, if you talk about it, like you sound like you write like Mexico's the greatest country in the world, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's like we're not even talking about
yeah,
that
bro,
shit.
it's like, bro, it's like we're trying to fix out where we're fucking living, bro. Like we're trying to make it better for the community, bro,
Yeah,
not for your bitch ass fool, you know.
I know you're not even from.
You're from another fucking state, and you're fucking over here acting like it's your, you know, that's where you live, bro. Like
I know, yeah.
Sick ass fool, bro.
We're very specific on what we talk about, and if it applies to you, then that's good too. But we're like very specific. We make sure, because people are always gonna talk shit. They're like, "Oh, why don't you do that over here? Why aren't you focused on Mexico?" It's like, bro, we're not living in Mexico.
Exactly,
why
bro.
don't you fix Mexico first? I'm like, well, we're not even there. We grew up there.
These fools, bro.
But it's just it's funny how that works. But yeah, man, people got to start waking up, because I see it all the time. Like even recently, I went to like just going by the beach. I like to go to the beach all the time, and every now and then, you know, you stop by, you get some food on one of these places, and then you see it right there in front of you, bro. Like I went to a Mexican restaurant by Newport the other day, and it's like you have a staff of full Mexicans, and then one dude who's just a white guy who is like obviously doesn't want anybody who's of color in there. It's like, bro, your whole staff is that, your whole this and that, but you try to make people feel uncomfortable. And I'm just saying, like, you have to, if you are Mexican, black, brown, whatever, you should go to these spots and make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like you got to go to these spots that think they're exclusive and they try to make you feel out of place. You got to go and because your money's green like everybody else, bro. Like it's straight like that. And I think that they try to go out of their way to make you feel a certain way. And if you look at the staff, it's like completely all Mexicans. So it's like,
exactly.
it's such a stupid, weird thing. And then they think that they are smarter than you, and they think that they got. But you know, time will tell, and time will fix this because you know it's just a matter of time.
Also, those people are like, I feel like they're really ignorant, bro, because they feel like they're better than people that are working there, bro, just because of their color. Yeah,
they want to gatekeep. They want to be like, my town, not yours. Like what? Like the sick ass video.
Which one, bro?
This is my town, not yours. They want to make it seem like you're an outsider, but in reality, the beach is for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like, like that dude, whatever the fuck he is, he probably feels like he's embarrassed that he works there, bro, just because he feels like there's the minority right now, like that they're working around there, bro. Like he feels embarrassed that he's in that situation, and he's probably like, man, I'm gonna make everybody feel like I'm better than everybody like that comes in here, so, you know. And it could be that too, bro. You know, but it's like, bro, why are you working there in the first place if you're gonna act like that, bro? Like, I'm surprised they even have a fool like that in there, bro.
I know, but that's
a straight up
these guys over there, and then man, it's usually always the same type of dude, but. I think that if you're listening to this and you have experienced that, I think the best thing you could do is try to affect their business. Yeah, like a lot of people like to crash out. They like to do crazy shit. Like, oh no, fuck this, I'm gonna break this shit up. Like, but you have to attack this in a way that doesn't get you too deep of shit.
Exactly.
You have to go by the system because I think most people need to start doing that. And then once you start really going hard at that, that's actually more scary than the other shit. Because the other shit, they just lock your ass up. Once you go violent, once you go too crazy, it's easy for them to lock you up. Felonies, court, it's a wrap for you, and then you're in prison and all this kind of stuff. So it's better to go through the system, and the way the system works is you have to be kind of smart. Kind of like with ICE and with all this kind of stuff, there are ways to combat and fight against it. Like if you are, like for example, with the restaurant stuff, if you feel like out of place, go ahead and write a review. Like leave reviews, spread the word, be like, hey, this particular person in here, bad vibes, the staff was chill, but this particular person, if you get rid of this person, it'll be a 5-star, but other than that, it's a 1-star.
Yeah, bro.
And I think that will really combat a lot of this kind of stuff because the dollar speaks, and if you affect their rating, affect their business, I mean that's what really gets an eye going.
Exactly, bro. That's
their attention.
Yeah, exactly. Because usually what I do is like if I go to a business, whatever restaurant, doctor, whatever business I go to, and they treat me, and I feel like they treat me like shit, I'll go on Google reviews and I'll write my shit, and a lot of people follow me on that shit, bro.
Exactly.
And they'll be seeing what I put because I'm really like straightforward, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna make this better because if it's my friend or whatever, you know, whatever it is, I write the truth, bro. Like how they treated me, and I'll give them the reviews. And I feel like a lot of people that be following me on that, they like look at what I say and they believe it, bro, because they experience the same thing. And I'm not just saying it just for whatever the case may be, bro. But like, if I feel like, especially when they treat me like shit, bro, or I feel like they're assholes, even doctors, bro, they'd be like, oh no, like, bro, I'll write that good review, bro. Like, hey,
there you go.
Shit.
That's how you combat. That's how you fight against it. You have to use your reviews, fight their business.
In a smart way, bro.
Star, in a smart way. There you go. You give them 1 star, bro. They'll get straight up start trying to like they.
Oh man.
Oh, we're sorry about this. We're gonna fix this.
We'll give you a refund and all this. And instead of tagging their wall, bro, which they ain't gonna do shit for
throwing a rock at their window is not gonna
breaking
do shit,
their
your
bro.
ass in trouble.
Be on the smarter, like Eddie was saying, go on a smarter route and review these guys online. Because if you review all these motherfuckers on this, you know, whatever, and you affect their business, the money coming in, that always affects everybody, bro.
Exactly. And you had to single the people out. Like in this particular case, it was some restaurant in some Mexican restaurant in Newport, right there by the pier, and then this dude was just making comments about like, oh, I'm not an immigrant. I'm American. And it's like, immediately as you walk in, this will start playing country music. Like that's gonna make you uncomfortable or some shit. And it's like, bro, this type of shit, you have to single people out and you have to make sure they're exposed. So like, really, if you're listening to this Mexican, whatever you are, if you feel somebody's, you gotta expose these people publicly, socially, especially like even with, it goes back to the ICE agent stuff, bro. Like, how do you combat ICE agents? A lot of these ICE agents are just bounty hunters that are undercover, right?
Yeah.
So they're not even real agents or federal agents. They're just people who are trying to make money off of getting people. And then you have to realize, if you suspect in your neighborhood, or you have a neighbor, you have somebody who you know that's doing this, bro, you got to expose these people anonymously, whatever. Put them on a website, take their picture, post it somewhere, clip it on the front of their house, whatever. This is all legal stuff. Like, this is not going to get you in trouble, but you say, hey, this person is doing this. This is just straight truth. And the more you put their face out there, the more you put their information out there, the more these people are actually going to think twice, and they're going to be actually afraid, because people are afraid of that social, they're socially afraid.
Exposed, bro.
To be exposed.
Yeah. Because like, going back on that too, bro, it's like back then, quote unquote, putting a mask over your face was considered a liberal, right? Like,
Damn.
like you put that face mask on, and now you see all these ICE agents, bro. They cover their face, and they ain't got no problem with it right now because Trump is the president, bro.
Damn,
what's up with that, bro?
True.
You know,
it's that hypocrisy.
it's because I mean, they're afraid to be exposed, bro, because they know that some of these guys know that they're doing wrong, bro. They're doing wrong, and they're tackling all these people that have no crime, bro. Like, they're just out here to work, fool. You know, they're out here to feed their family, bro. Like anybody would, do. And they're out here thinking that we're all criminals, my boy, you know? So that's a place where if you mess with the agent like that, you're kind of fucked, bro. Because even like, you try to talk to some sense into him, like the racism there, it ain't going to work, bro, you know? But, you just take it to the court and get your good lawyer and whatever, and you'll be able to get out of that mess,
That's
bro.
true, man.
But you always do have there's always people like that, bro. Like in any industry, bro. You have the dickheads, bro. Like, they don't give a fuck, and they feel they're entitled just because of the position they're in, bro. And they feel that they could do whatever they want with you because at that position that they have, bro. But at the end of the day, those guys get the worst karma in life, bro.
Damn.
They get the worst karma in life. And I feel that's a fact for sure, bro. Because, you do something to a good person, bro. Good luck on that, man. Good luck on that, man. But that's what I have to say about that, bro, you know?
It's true. I mean, that's 100% true. Because, I think with all this ICE stuff, I was thinking about ways. I'm like, how can people really kind of stop this? Because it's kind of hard to stop it. Because the only thing people know is like violence. They're like, man, it's time to get guns. It's time to fight back and this and that. And in reality, most people are not willing to do that. Like, most people have regular, normal lives. Exactly. And a lot of people are like, unless you got a crazy person, which there are people like that exist, that they're just willing to go do this. Most people, they're not willing to risk it like that. And so you have to give people or tell people ideas of like how to protect themselves and how to like defend themselves from this, because there's a lot of people who are affected, and the simple ways to defend yourself is, like I said, if you know people in your community that are helping with this, you have to expose them, you have to call them out. That's the most simple one, you know?
Yeah, and also you could just go on, if you need help with that, go on Google, search up your local lawyer, and obviously reviews will tell you how good of a person they are. And like, we're going back to Google reviews are really good, bro, because you feel more confidence. It's like, I have a bunch of good reviews on iSocial, right? So I never want to screw anybody over. So I have like 400 and something reviews on OfferUp, whatever. I sell stuff, right? And I have 5 stars on that, bro, because I don't really give a fuck about the money, bro. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just, like, if I sell something, I want the person to be happy with it, bro. So it's like going back on that Google reviews, and you see, you search up like, oh man, I got into some shit, or the ICE agents got my mom or dad. Go on Google and search up like your local lawyer, and the more reviews they have, the better you feel more confident going in, bro. Because you don't want to. Nobody wants to deal with a scammer, bro. And there's a lot of them, dude, out
That's a
there, bro.
fact.
But it's like the social media is pretty good for that, bro. It's good to expose all these guys that they just want to take your money. They want to fucking just scam your ass. And when you see, go on Google and you see your reviews and whatnot, you have more confidence going in. Like I said before, like you trust them more.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's what you just do that and just tell them your situation, what's going on and whatever. That's the simple way, right? And then after you do that, you set your appointment, whatever. Go on Google, search up your rights, so it could be in back of your head if that situation happened to you again, or it happens around you. You can kind of back up the person, like, your Fifth Amendment right, and if I'm not a criminal, if I'm being detained, what am I being detained for?
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Basically like that, bro.
I've seen a lot of people like yelling, "Oh, show me your badge number or show me your identity," and people don't they don't. The people who are the bounty hunters, they don't know how to answer that, or they don't answer.
They don't
and
answer
that kind
it.
of just reveals, like, sometimes they just walk away, like they don't continue. But if you realize, like, a lot of these bounty hunters and these people, it kind of mirrors a lot of the history back in the day when the pilgrims and all these Anglo people, they went into where it was Mexico back in the day, like Texas and all that. How they used to have prices for the scalps of the Native Americans. They used to say, "Oh, we have a war against the natives, and we're trying to get their numbers down. So for every person you get X amount of money. For every Indian you kill, you get this." So they had bounty hunters who would go, and they would every scalp they got, every kill they got, they would get a certain amount of money. And this is exactly the same thing that's going on right now in a different way.
Damn.
It's like for every person they get, it's like 1 to 2K they get.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
It's just some random dudes. So if you know any information about these people, expose it, bro, anonymously. Make sure their faces are known. Make sure you take pictures of them.
And it's crazy too, because back in like the COVID days, bro, even doctors would do the same thing. Like if you inject this Pfizer vaccine into someone, you get $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that, 1,500, 1,200, whatever. And the more they got, like the more they would do it, bro, because they, it feels like we're just meals way in their games, and they'd be like one time, bro, like I hate needles, right? And I even told my doctor I have like Kaiser and shit, but I have Kaiser Permanente health insurance, bro. Yeah. And I even told my doctor, she was like some Asian lady. She was like, I told her, I'm like, hey, I don't want to take the vaccine. And she was like, oh, it's mandatory, basically like that, bro. And she got me on that shit, bro. I was like, fuck. Because at the time, too, if you didn't take that shit, you lose your job. You couldn't go to school.
Yeah, and they made it really strict.
They made it really strict, bro. And it's basically like, it's nothing now. Now it just went away, bro. Like, it doesn't really matter if you're vaccinated or not on that shit, bro. Huh? They wanted that money, bro. They're money hungry, bro. And that shit pisses me the fuck off, bro. And I was like, fuck. And then I just got to the school, bro, like going to that sick ass school, bro. And I was like, man, I don't want to, like, so they got me on that shit, bro. I was part of their stupid little game, bro. Yeah. And but I felt really stupid after I got it, bro. I'm like, shit, I didn't need that, But that's how, same thing with the situation, bro. They're going after, like, they're just taking everybody, bro. One, what they say, one bad apple ruins it for everybody, whatever. They just tackle these people that are just out here trying to, like, talking about feeding their family, living another day, bro, in this crazy environment nowadays, and they just get locked up for that shit, bro.
And they say most of them don't even have a criminal record. They're just normal guys. The other guy that they try to get, one of them that is in all these famous viral videos, this guy had like 3 sons that was in the military. And it doesn't matter if you look, like, I know a lot of people try to make this whole thing like, yeah, the military is for a lot of people there's a certain amount of people that join it that they're trying to do a good thing, and there's a certain amount of people that join it because they have no other options. But if you look at the facts, like they don't care, bro. Like they just use you. If you're Mexican, if you're black, they put you on the front lines. Like in Vietnam, they put all Mexicans and blacks on the front lines to get killed, basically. And then there's a lot of deported veterans that are in Tijuana right now. They didn't give a shit about you. After a certain amount of time, the government doesn't give a shit about you. So you're just a body, you're just a number.
Fact,
and the real politicians in power, their kids aren't doing that shit, bro. Their kids are over here spending a shitload of money that are stolen from the people. And meanwhile, they're calling you the next Captain America, and you're believing that shit, bro.
Damn,
you're believing
bro,
that shit. They're like, oh yeah, thank you for your service. Meanwhile, they don't give a fuck about you, bro.
Damn.
Like but it's just straight like that, and not to put people down or anything like that, but it is a big of a brainwash that they're doing.
And that's the hard truth that they don't want to hear, bro. And and people get hated for that big time, bro.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to think that, because like you said, they've been doing it for so many years, and they did it in the past. Like, yeah, I served my country, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, nothing got fixed, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same shit.
And
like,
then you realize you were there because of the banks and the oil people, and they're making money off of oil. You were just a fucking enforcer to make money off of oil and all this bullshit. And you're over here believing all these lies they're telling you, that you're liberating a country. You're not doing shit, bro. Like, to be fair, like I know it's intense. I know a lot of people died and a lot of people had a lot of crazy experiences, but like, just see it for what it is, man. Like
that is damn true, bro. And yeah, and I feel bad for the people that like actually feel like they're doing something for the country, bro. And
good people get taken
those
advantage
good people,
of, like we talk about all the time. Like, good intentions in this world, they get taken advantage of. So you have to realize, like, you have to see things for what they are. Just because you think you're being a good person doesn't mean
you're doing good.
They care, bro.
Yeah,
like in the US, the more you think you're a good person, that just means I got a good dummy right here next to me.
You gotta
like,
open up your third eye,
like,
bro.
The businessman, like, oh, this guy's a good guy. I got a real idiot right here.
You get your little hands
over here,
shaking,
rubbing their hands
right there.
Oh,
Like,
we got a good, hardworking guy. Oh,
this is good.
I got a good.
This is my favorite.
Right
This is my favorite
guy.
type of person right here.
Like,
you
I
know?
love you. Meanwhile, they fucking pay you less. They overwork you. They never look out for you. The second the money changes up, you're your ass under the table.
You're done. Yeah,
that's exactly right. That's why you got to be careful, especially with bosses and stuff like that make you feel like they're your friends. There's shitty bosses out there that are just dicks, and that's true too. But there's other ones that are trying to be like your friends. The second money comes into play, man, you ain't no friend.
That's true.
You know
bro.
what I mean? So be careful with that too, because it's like, this is all America's about the bottom line. It's about the money. Like, as much, like, yeah, it's better to be around friendly people, but don't ever lie to yourself and think that it's not about the money, because that's what it is at the end of the day.
Damn.
But hopefully you're lucky enough to have decent people around you that don't think that way. You know?
Or
and some of you don't. Some people don't have that shit.
Or hear this podcast to open up your third eye. You know, you see their understanding, right? Not your third asshole like these OnlyFans out here, bro. You be seeing these girls on here and be like, "What the fuck you do OnlyFans, man? What girl doesn't do OnlyFans anymore, bro? You know, shit." But they trying to, man, yeah, don't open up your third asshole, bro. Throw up your third eye.
But I was thinking of, like, okay, so what are some ideas, like some ways that if you were to, let's say, just in hypothetically speaking, like if you were to combat the ICE people, how would you do it? I was thinking about, I'm like, that's kind of weird, because it's like in a legal way, in a smart way. You can expose them, right? You can print out pictures of them, post them everywhere, make them kind of, because you have to make them feel the same fear they want you to feel. They want the people to feel. They want people to feel afraid. So you have to flip it on them, make them afraid, right? Which is what I was saying. But there's another way where you can. I remember there's a thing going around that said people throw glitter on them, because glitter is so hard to clean that if you throw glitter on the car, like a handful of glitter or an egg with glitter, they can't clean it, so you always see the glitter on them. So it's like, like you could tag them, like
mark
that.
them,
like mark them.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of technology out there that, you know, you could like TikTok Shop has a shitload of trackers, like, you know, keychain trackers.
Yeah.
You know, you see a car, you throw that shit in there. Hypothetically, allegedly speaking.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But you know, like, there's a lot of things you can do with tracking, with technology, apps, things like that. But if you're smart, if you have people around you that, you know, feel afraid or this and that, but there's a lot of things you can do. You can buy more cameras, the Ring cameras, the webcams. You can put them in front of your businesses. Use technology to your advantage. I would say this is the modern world that we're in, and it goes both ways. They have to feel the same fear as a person. You have to single them out as people, because these are not just a faceless organization. These are people who wake up in the morning, they get their coffee and they go, and you have to make sure that you know who they are, and they have to feel kind of seen and exposed.
And I know there's an app for that too, right? There's like an app where if ICE is around, like it'll track where they're at, bro. There's that, and you have it on your location, your GPS, whatever, on your phone, and there's like this app where if you're around the city, that's where they're gonna be, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But thanks. Yeah, like that is like I mean, that's a good key, you know, like even for your parents. Like, I know a lot of like people don't know how to use cell phones, but if you teach your parents how to use this phone, like turn on this GPS, turn on this kind of setting, you know, you gotta educate them, like we were talking about, bro. Like, you gotta educate your people too. Like, they be going home after a hard days of work, and they just be watching some novelas or whatever the fuck, the media, some news. You gotta, if you really care about your parents, be like, hey, this is how this app works, and this is how this, you know, these are your rights. I want you. It's like a presentation, bro. You go up to them, and you tell them this, and be like, hey, I want you to practice this on me, and don't be embarrassed and don't be shy, because if this happened, this is what you're gonna do. So I'll be practicing that too with my parents, bro. I'll be like telling them like, hey, and then sometimes they don't even want to. They're like, they don't even want to listen to you, bro.
Oh,
but like,
real?
yeah, but you tell them like, hey, this is like, if this situation happens, this is gonna save your life, basically, bro. Save you from some dumb shit going around, you know.
That's true, man.
And I mean, if that doesn't happen, then you just practice with yourself, bro. So I already know, like, you know what you say and stuff. But I mean, just to back other people up too, you know, like back other people up that don't have that information. And
yeah, people need that information.
yeah, you know, they don't have that information, and you help them out. I'm like, for what? I'm gonna help this fool out, you know.
Another thing that people can do is, I think this is a good thing that ties into the sleeping giants concept, is like, I remember a story when all the ICE raids were first popping off, where there was these ICE agents who got their tires popped, and they needed people to come fix them. But then some Mexicans came in to come fix them, and then people were like, nah, like, don't those are ICE agents, don't fix their tires. So they didn't fix them. So these guys had to figure out how to fix them with duct tape and all this shit. So they had all like shitty tires. So it's like, if Mexicans are in every industry, especially on the West Coast, they need to use you in some way or shape or form. So if you have a family member who's helping them out in some way, like, the best way to do is you gatekeep your labor. Like, if you think these people are associated with that, whether you're at a restaurant or this or that, like, you don't have to serve them, or don't serve, like, make sure they're uncomfortable, like make sure you inconvenience them in some way. Like, you're like, nah, you're not welcome here, basically, you know. Like, use your whatever position you have to make sure that they're not welcome.
Yeah,
kind of like how they try to do with us. Like, they try to use their shit where they are to make us feel not welcome. No, you got to use your position, whatever job you're at. If you're at a tire shop, if you're at a restaurant, if you're this, make sure that they feel like they're not welcome too.
Fuck. Yeah.
Like, and you gotta spread that message, and little by little, people start feeling that in their day-to-day life. That's like a death by 1,000 cuts, you know. That's like a bunch of paper cuts. They'll feel miserable eventually, because they're like, holy shit, why are people being dicks to me? It's like, well, think about it.
Damn, that's a good talk right there, bro. That's a good thing.
You gotta
right there, bro.
make sure you pass that information.
That's
to
good advice,
people
bro.
Who you know.
Damn, that's straight up good. Yeah. That's a good action. Good advice, bro. Damn, that's crazy.
Pressure them. Put that pressure on them, bro. Flip the script.
Yeah,
make them feel bad.
It's like they use farmers and stuff, bro. Like all the farming and all them. Like, as soon as whatever the all these raids started happening, bro, and they take all our people, bro. You know, they take our people, and these guys can't make money out anymore, and you know, you attack you're attacking the boss, basically.
Yeah.
Because the CEO, whatever the fuck, you're attacking them, and then you have no people doing the job. And he's like, what the fuck, you know? And he probably, you know, voted for Trump or something, bro. And, you know, and he just took the farmers' jobs, bro. Like, you know, he just took his business out of the way, actually, basically, you know.
Exactly.
And now he feels kind of dumb, and it's like, what the fuck? I voted for you, bro, to make shit better, and it's all way fucking worse, bro. And they use you now. It's like, I don't know if something is gonna go on with like farmers, like they're gonna get a permit, but if they don't fucking make money, bro, they're using us basically, right?
Yeah.
There's it's some way of fashion and form. They'll use us, and as like you said, they'll use us, and as soon as they don't need us, boom, out the door, bro. It's like that work permit shit, bro. You only have certain amount of years or months to work here, and after that, it's like it's up to them to decide whether they want to keep going with it or not. You know, it's all money shit, bro.
Yeah. And then there's another thing that I was thinking about. It's like there's a famous Nazi propagandist that he did a lot of the propaganda for the Nazis. I think his name is Goebbels, but forgot how you pronounce it. But this guy was a famous guy who did all the media, and he said a lie repeated 1,000 times becomes a truth. People eventually just accept it as a truth. So this is what's going on with media. It's they just keep lying to you, and eventually they just accept it. It's exactly what Trump does too. It just says that, oh, I'm the best. We fixed the country. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. Every time he goes on, even if the country's terrible, everything's shitty. He's like, oh, it's the best. It's the best. But that's how history works too. That's how history works. It's like they just repeat the same history over and over again. You're like, oh yeah, that's what happened, but you don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody was alive
for reals. Yeah.
It's just all hearsay. So it's like that's just exactly, and it's true, bro. Because it's like it ties in with all this kind of stuff. Like a lot of the comments we got to on the video clip is like sometimes they're like, oh, you guys aren't even Mexican, and the other comments is like, oh, you guys are Mexican. Oh, the other comments like, oh, you guys are American. The other comments like, oh, you guys are Spanish. Oh, the other thing. It's like
God.
It's like everybody thinks everybody has an opinion, and they're like, oh, why are you saying this if you're come from Spain? And I'm like, why are you saying this if you're indigenous? Oh, why are you saying this if you're Mexican? Why are you saying this if you're American? God. So we're everything basically, right?
Damn, bro.
According to it. And you gotta realize, bro, this is the way media works, history works, and it's like. There's another quote that says, if you don't know who you are, you know, be careful not knowing who you are, because then the world will tell you, and it might, it's not, you know, who you are, and it might not be correct, you know? So it's like, that's why you got to be careful with what you believe, especially with all this comment bullshit. But I know, man,
that's true, bro. Yeah. Just the color of your skin. And that's why, basically, if no languages were invented, bro, or they started just by the color of your skin, they assume what you are, right? Yeah. And like you said, if you don't know where you come from, bro, like you're gonna be lost in the sauce, bro. You like, exactly, what am I, bro? You know?
Yeah, we took a quick break. We were talking about this news article that came across like two weeks ago from the date today. It was a woman who got killed. She's from Fontana. I think her name is Gloria Zamora. And she was a social media influencer and a fitness coach. And she had a podcast. She had like a few thousand, maybe 100,000 followers, something like that. And she had gotten killed because so she had gotten killed because her husband, they had issues. I guess she has like 7 kids or something like that.
Damn.
But it's like a crazy story. I guess she met some dude who she was cheating on him with, and this guy was taunting his husband online, on Instagram, all this kind of stuff. And it reached a point where the husband just couldn't take it anymore, and then he shot them both at a sushi restaurant, outside a sushi restaurant, and then he shot himself. And it's like, holy shit, man!
Oh
you
my
don't know
God,
how crazy this the weird world is, man.
Damn,
like,
bro.
How are you gonna be married and with kids and doing all this bullshit? Both on both sides, bro. On both sides, like that's just trash. You know, it's like what we talked about before, bro. Like, if you're miserable, why do you want to have people surrounding you, bro?
Exactly.
Like, why do you want to have kids or a husband if you're gonna be miserable, bro?
Damn, bro. And that goes back too, bro. Like a couple years ago, there was also like a TikToker that was famous, and he was like, he impersonated that rapper 6ix9ine or whatever, and he goes to his hotel or his room, and like they had a condo in L.A.
Yeah.
And he goes back, and he's seen his best friend, bro, like screwing around with his wife, bro.
Damn.
And then he couldn't take it, so he grabbed the gun and he just shot both of them, bro. And you guys could search it up too. He was in court and he was crying too because they gave him life. And he was crying like, "Oh, something came over me. Like I didn't know what I was doing. All these excuses, bro." But at the same time, it's like, bro, if you run into that situation, obviously it's easier said than done. You could just walk away, bro. The best scenario for any man, because I'm talking for the man in this situation, walk away. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna lose anything, bro. And most of the time you have that alpha male like, oh, I gotta do something. Like I gotta beat this guy up. I gotta do, I don't even know, the worst of the worst, bro. Like do whatever you want to do with this guy. But at the same time, if you do that, you already know how many lawsuits the law is gonna come after you no matter what, bro. And it makes you think, bro. It's like, fool, if you see a girl like that and you know how she is, it's all a lie, bro. In the beginning, bro. Like, I think people just gonna have to accept that now, bro. Like, you go out with a chick, or I'm talking about from a guy's point of view. I'll say guy and girl, whatever. And they do you wrong, bro. And you feel like, oh, I can't believe they did this to me and all this shit. But nowadays, it's like you kind of expect it now. It's like I already said, it's like it's all a lie, bro. It's all a fucking lie. And I don't know, trusting someone is really hard nowadays, especially nowadays, because of social media, all these dating apps, whatever. And they feel like they could get anything, and they're entitled, like, oh yeah, I could get this guy, I could get this girl, whatever. And it feels like it's easy, but at the same time, it's like, bro, if you walk away from that and you avoid that chaos that you're gonna put yourself into, the jail time, whatever the fuck it is, you just walk away. You find yourself a better chick, bro. Like that's how it is, man. It's like a younger, better chick. Like it doesn't have to be like straight up a younger, better chick, bro. Like 18 and over, right? And you're not gonna lose nothing, bro. It's like you're gonna be actually feel better, because if you have a girl that that be doing that to you, come on, man. You already know what the outcome is gonna be later on. Like if you have kids with her too, bro, like you just expect yourself that you're gonna get mopped around like some of these fools out here, bro. Like, man. But at the same time, it's like, fool, just walk away. You're not gonna lose anything, bro. You're not gonna fucking
That's true, man.
lose your life. You're not gonna go to jail if you just walk away, bro. Like that's the best situation. I know it's hard to you have that like that anger, bro. Like you see that like, what the fuck, like, and just accept that shit and be like, all right, I learned my lesson, and next on, just move on, bro. And I think that's the best way to put it, fool. Like just be peaceful with it, and just move on and talk to your friends about it. Like this is my situation, your best friend about it. Just like, oh, this is what happened, and they'll tell you what to do. Their good friends will tell you what to do, bro. And just live on from that, bro. And you know that you can't trust a hoe, like, or even I mean, a hoe could go both ways, right? For women, because they'd be like, these girls would be like, oh man, why don't you talk about a man's perspective too, bro? Like, a man's point of view. And it's just like, all right, I'm talking about a man's point of view too, fool. Like, don't be just talking about just girls, but it's because we're into girls, right, bro? Like, and
there you go, man.
they feel like I'm nothing against girls, but we're just flipping the sides, bro. Like, all right, cool. This is from our point of view. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's just crazy, bro. Like, just
man, some crazy stories that happen. I mean, you hear that all the time, and they blow up because it's like people just see how ridiculous it is nowadays with the relationships, and it's like, man, if you're in a relationship like that where you guys are just so toxic, man, like the simplest truth in life is if you're miserable, you don't need to be around people, bro. Like you have to first handle your own misery. Like make sure you're not miserable before you try to deal with people, because then you're just gonna create a bomb, and you guys are both gonna be miserable, attack each other, and it's just gonna. That's what creates situations like that. And it goes for anything. It's not just relationships. It also has to do with just being a person in general. If you're a miserable person, a person cuts you off, you're a ticking time bomb, bro. Like something happens at your work, it's the next thing. You there's a lot of people that take it, they go far. Like you said one time, you're like, people be killing each other over parking lots, and that's like, you don't that all is just that pent up misery and that anger that you don't know how to handle. And people need to learn before you try to be with somebody or make a kid or fucking,
Shit.
before you try to do all that, at least do your best to not be a miserable person.
Yeah, bro. Like,
At
yeah,
the very least.
yeah, bro. Like, all my good friends would be like, "Hey, you ever gonna have some kids?" And I'm like, nowadays, bro, I don't even fucking know now, bro. Like, shit, it'd be hard enough already, bro. But
Like one person,
one person to
that's
trust it, bro.
That's a tough one, and
It's like,
that's the funny thing is because all the people that should be having kids don't be having kids, and all the people that shouldn't, and they're popping them out like crazy.
There you
got
go,
more
bro.
miserable fucking people multiplying.
Facts right there, big time, bro. Like, cause I was like, man, I think I'll be a good ass parent, bro. But at the same time, like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, like,
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're right, bro. Like people that you don't expect to have kids, and you're like, man, they should never be kids. They're the ones that have me kids. But you're like, fuck, bro, how the fuck this?
that's 100%. The same thing happens with even with like people who want to be famous or want to have power, like who want to be politicians. The people who want somebody who wants to be the president is exactly the person who shouldn't be the president. You know what I mean?
I guess you, yeah.
The guy that
Welcome
wants
to
to
America,
be
my
the
boy.
president. That's exactly the opposite. You want the dude who doesn't want to be the president. That's probably the realest president you'll get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But,
that's true. That's true, bro.
I think
Yeah,
that makes sense. It's like, people who really want it, usually that they're for a
It's like-
different motive.
it's like that universal law, bro. The law of attraction. Like when you don't want it, you get it, bro.
Yeah.
And if you think too much of it, like, oh, I'm getting it, and sometimes it just fades away. You never get it, and right the moment you don't really care about it, it just pops up, bro. Like,
Damn.
like
man.
all, like I have friends, bro, like that, like they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to all these chicks and whatever, and they know that they want these chicks, right?
Yeah.
And then they don't really care if they get them or not. At the same time, they get them, bro. And now you have another fool that be like trying to reach them, like, oh, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get all these numbers. I'm gonna get all these girls, and they don't get nothing, bro. I don't know how that works, fool. And they're
Yeah.
like chill ass fools too. Be like, they're going out from and they don't get nothing, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I don't even know.
I think that has to do with that's a pretty deep one, bro. That's a pretty deep topic.
I should be
right
an
there.
alien, bro.
It should be an alien.
You know how, like, I was thinking too, bro. Like, I don't know what made me think about this, but I was like, man, I guess aliens are really smart, right? I'm wondering if they're smarter than the CIA and the FBI combined together, bro. Like,
Yeah.
the whole group. Like, I don't know how many FBI or CIA agents are in this world, right? Or in this country, bro. 500. I don't even know, bro. 1,000 maybe less. I don't even know. But is one alien smarter than the whole group, bro?
It might be.
Because
it could be.
it just made me think, bro. I'm like, man, because I know that some of these dudes are really smart, bro. Like, you're like, man, they're like really intellectual and they have a good
Educated.
personality and all this thing. You're like, man, you wouldn't want to mess with this fool, you know? This guy's too good of a guy, or maybe they just play that role. And I was just thinking, I'm like, man, how smart. I mean, they say like spaceships from aliens are so quick, bro. Like they be zooming in and out,
Define
bro.
the
Like,
laws of gravity, huh?
yeah, all that, bro. And I'm like, man, maybe I wish I was an alien.
It's like what they say with the Mexicans. They're the alien versus predator.
I guess I am an alien, right, bro?
Maybe you got your wish. Be careful what you wish for.
For sure. I'm an alien too, bro. Shit, man. I don't even know who invented these terms, bro. Like alien.
The alien,
Fuck,
legal
man.
alien.
God damn.
Fucked up. That makes you sound like a straight up Martian, bro.
Fuck it. Smarter than them, man. Fuck it, man.
That's funny
On
though,
the
but that's
dumbass
true, man.
shit.
Because I think these dudes be what's it called? These dudes with like what you're talking about. I forgot what we were talking about. If they're smarter than the aliens.
They're smarter than yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's because they say that even with a lot of these people who do these deals, these black magic rituals, this and that they so-called those things that they do deals with, they're a little bit they're smarter than you think. You know, they're smarter
Uh-huh.
than that person, so they already know like 10 steps ahead or some shit like that.
Yeah, supposedly, yeah.
And it's like that makes a lot of sense because I think if that were to exist, they'd be way more advanced.
And I feel like talking back, like saying the elites, bro. I feel like they definitely are 10 steps ahead, bro. They're 10 steps ahead of what the society's gonna do. Like they've been on this shit for years, bro, decades. They know how people react when you do this and that.
The
And I
experience of it, huh?
they have that experience, bro, and that's what it is. Like, bro, it's like you go to a job, right? And you put on your resume, I have this much of experience. And they have the same shit, but in the real controlling life shit, bro. So an elite goes to an elite. Hey, I have 15 years of controlling these people, bro. And the guy looks at him like, 15? All right, that's pretty good. All right, so this guy knows how to control left and right, basically, and he knows how to divide people. So you don't think they're gonna hire this fool too, bro? It's like some crazy shit like that. It's like that going back on that experience shit. Yeah, people just fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say, bro.
No, but that's true. They have the experience in manipulating the masses, basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because they have generations and generations, and that goes back to the point we made earlier, where it's like all this shit is a big brainwash. It's just wordplay. They know how to use the right words in the right way to convince you, and that's a crazy skill because that's the power that we're doing right now too with the microphones and the cameras. They all want to buy newspapers. They all want to buy movie studios because they know through storytelling, through podcasting, through clips online, that's how they get their message across. That's how they get, you know, that's how they convince people and they brainwash them. It's like they just repeat the same thing over and over again. Boom, boom, boom. And then you got this person saying this and this person saying that. Eventually, everybody's just saying the same thing. And it becomes just a big old echo chamber. And that's how we get to where we are now, bro. Like both sides
are against us.
Yeah. That's how
Which
we
is
got
cool.
the
It's cool.
so-called conservatives against us. We got so-called
Liberals
against us. So we're like, man, we're just saying things how it is, and it's gonna. People are stuck to their identity, you know.
And that's crazy cool. I was thinking about this too, bro. Like a lot of people now, it's like they comment too on that shit. Be like, hey, anybody can have a podcast, bro. And it's like, all right, why don't you do the too, bro? You know.
Yeah.
But the thing about social media is cool, bro. I think we talked about it a few episodes ago, where it's good to have like your own point of view in life, and it's good for these podcasters that we're not communists, bro. So we could talk about what we feel like we want to talk about, and the real points. And people think it's like a foul, bro. Like, oh yeah, anybody could have this shit. Like anybody could talk. All right, fool. Tell us the facts and tell us some true shit, because I want to hear that shit. But they're too afraid to speak the truth, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only a few that I think God selects that you were made to do this and just give everybody the facts, bro.
Yeah,
because people need
to handle it too.
Exactly. People need to hear this shit, and you know you're gonna get so much hate from this, and you're gonna put yourself out there, be exposed, bro. Be vulnerable.
That shit. That's the tough part. People can't handle it. That's why everybody has to be part of a group. Everybody has to think like there are people around them. Because the second they don't, you gotta handle that rejection. You gotta handle that. Unfollow the rejection, all that shit. You gotta handle that, and if you can't handle that, you're never gonna speak your mind.
Exactly, bro.
And nobody can do that. Think about it.
Yeah, and I told you like in early in this episode, bro. Like I had like a bunch of like all these girls that whatever they won't follow me, bro, and not just girls, but yeah, in college, but dudes too. I'm like, fool, I'm gonna speak the truth, bro. Like you didn't make my life better, I didn't make your life better. Then fuck you, bro. You know, I'll just keep on moving and keep doing my own shit because I know we're gonna pop off soon, bro. And we're just speaking our mind, and as long as we're being authentic to ourselves, that's what really truly matters, bro. Because I know a lot of fucking people out here, and I talked about it. You put a video out too, bro. Like they be flexing, they be faking. They think they're cool because they're scamming all these fucking youngsters, bro. But we're out here, we're doing some real God's work shit, bro. We're not fucking lying to anybody. We're not fucking flexing. We have this Lambo over here. We got this fucking Ferrari right here. We live by the beach, bro. Right there. We got this front house by the beach. Man, hopefully someday we do. But, you know, exactly. Anyways, and we'll tell you on the truth too on that. But anyways, a lot of people out here be doing that shit and they be thinking they're cool, bro. And they just be scamming all these youngsters, bro. And I think that to a certain point, some people just get fed up with this shit, bro. And they get fed up with like these guys fucking scamming these youngsters. And they think, you know, they make these guys more famous than they shouldn't be. And I mean, we just out here trying to speak facts, bro. Trying to help out people, not trying to degrade them, bro. And the moment people realize that, when they go back to our old episodes, that they hear like from the get-go, from the first fucking video we did, bro, first podcast we did, and we just talk about like straight up truth, bro. Like we're not trying to make no money out of nobody, bro. We're just trying to open up your third eye, bro, not your third asshole, bro. Like these OnlyFans shit that we say, bro. I'm gonna have a fucking we're gonna have some shirts about that shit, bro. Like
that's gonna be the next. We're gonna have the merch right there. Don't
yeah, right there.
Third, not your third.
and yeah, bro. And I mean, I see dudes wearing I see people wear famous shirts. Assholes live forever, bro. Damn. Have you ever seen that shirt?
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Like the T-shirt, bro. But anyways, it don't matter about that. But yeah, we're out here trying to. We're not trying. We're doing and speaking facts, and people don't like that, and people are never gonna like that, and that's why God got crucified, because of that. You know, speaking the truth, bro. And only a few are selected to take as much criticism as they could just for speaking the facts, no matter what the outcome would be.
That's a fact right there. That's well said.
And
I mean, damn,
you just gotta deal with it, bro. You know. And at the end of the day, if you feel that's good for you, just do it. And you're not gonna feel bad about it, bro. You said what you had to say. Cool. Just lay it on the ground, bro. It's like you go to you're at work. You tell your manager, hey, this guy did this to me, and you tell HR what's up, right? Like this is the situation. You feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, bro. But if you keep it inside, it just holds and holds and holds, and you just crack out at any moment. And you could also too be, you know, you could become psycho, bro. Like just or a rage of
like
hating everybody, bro, or thinking everybody the same. But the moment you let go of that and you understand how people are, and you just tell basically therapy, you're gonna feel way much better, bro. And I think that's what we do, bro. It's like, man, I think these people gotta hear this shit because this is the facts and this is pissing me off, and it's like therapy, bro. And it's also cool to have like I said, not anybody can have a podcast, bro. Not anybody, bro. I mean,
try it for yourself. See what you can do.
Shit, we encourage everybody to try it for yourselves, bro, and comment on your podcast name, and we'll on the comments if you want to comment on it, and we'll search you up and we'll see how your podcast is, bro. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, you're gonna be ready to get some hate because that's what it all comes to down, bro. It all comes down to that shit, man.
It's mostly gonna be people arguing. I mean, that's our experience, but it's good too, because even lately, like all the arguments, all that shit, that's what's kind of growing us. So it's, I mean, I'm not the type of dude to be arguing everybody all the time, but like
these folks think we're in a court case, bro.
Yeah, but
think we're lawyers.
For now, it's working. For now, it's working.
These folks think we're lawyers and shit, bro. Like, where's the judge in the comments?
Yeah.
Sick ass shit, man.
I'll be in the comments just because I know that's working, bro. It's working, and you see the numbers going up, and it's like, damn,
keeps going up.
It keeps going up. So there's a certain point where you get enough of those comments and followers where you don't have to comment, but like a lot of them, that's what they say. Like, bro, I don't even look at the comments anymore. But like your boy Joe Rogan, all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
This is what he says. He's like, man, I don't even look. I don't even look at that shit. And there's a point, yeah, where there's so many that you don't. But right now, it's a good little point where you could still keep going after them, and then it works. It works pretty good. But yeah, bro, I think those numbers just keep going up, and every time I look, it's like more and more and more. And it's like, holy shit.
That's crazy too, bro. Because I mean, we started like even now 5 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And I know you, the homie Eddie over here, be putting some Mino work in that, bro. Like
bro.
that's crazy, bro. Like video after video, and people, man, you just popped out one video, and that shit just hit like some crazy numbers, bro. Like damn, just barely, bro. The
one where we at the
beach,
spot.
bro. Like, bro,
man, hey, you guys need to start like giving more feedback, like on the comments. Like, what do you think about that? Because that was actually really. I think that the actual visuals of that looks really pretty dope.
The visuals and what you said was like off the charts right there, bro. That's why everybody just like tuned in. They started commenting.
You even got the sunset and at the end,
the sunset, and at the same time, I see a lot of like influencers, a big influencer where people like supposedly they got all these followers. They be I think they be tuning in because they be
saying the same shit.
They be saying the same thing that you be saying, bro. And I'm like, man, this fool just couldn't have thought about this in this spot, bro. Like he must have seen this viral video going out. The algorithm, they be popping through, and he just wants to say the same thing because it's a smart idea. And now I'm gonna copy him because I'm gonna get all these hits, bro. Followers, yeah. So yeah, they be tuning in what we say, bro. Like. And don't be surprised though too, bro, because this is just the beginning. We just been in the beginning too, bro. This is nothing, bro. You know,
you're right.
And that's crazy because when be careful with that shit, bro, because you know that fucking big numbers coming, my boy. You know,
and we ain't gonna take no Diddy contract, man.
I know a few fools that probably take that shit, man.
Nah. You know what you call those? The brown nose Mexicans.
The coconut,
they're brown nose because they got their damn nose up some other dude's ass, bro. They got the brown nose Mexican. And that's
a good one.
The brown nose. That's a new term you got to call. Every time you see a fool that's Mexican sucking up fucking Latinos for Trump, those are called brown nose Mexicans. They got their face up the Diddy contract, bro. They want a pat on the back. They want a kiss on the forehead, bro. They want the brownie points. Those are the type of people you got to watch out for, bro. The ones that say, yes, boss. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Give me more hours.
Fuck, that's true, bro.
Those are those fools, man. Like, no, I can't believe I'm American. I'm American with Mexican heritage. These fools.
You be kissing these fools good, boy.
Man, fucking idiots, bro.
Yeah,
fucking brown-nosed Mexicans, man. And then at the end of the day, they still kick your ass to the curb like nothing.
You're just another number in their statistics, bro. Like you ain't nothing to them, bro.
I'm just a number. Like
let me get another fool right now, bro.
Yeah. When it's time for you to go, it's a wrap for you.
Yeah,
bro.
Let me get another knucklehead over here, bro.
Get another
work for the
noser.
system here, bro. That's true,
right there, bro.
And
yeah, man.
And yeah, bro. Like all the shit that's happening, and your boy, not your boy, but. The Diddy trial, bro. Like that fool, that knucklehead. Supposedly that fool might get life, bro.
For real?
Yeah, I just seen a trial, whatever. But nah, we'll just talk some other shit. Fuck that fool.
Yeah, fucking a P Diddy. Man.
Yeah,
like, that shit has been It's been going on every day, but it's on silent mode almost. But that's
But yeah, like they be always trying to hide. In the news, bro. Like, what do you think they're hiding, bro? Because I know they're putting a lot of shit in the media of like all this ICE thing, bro, that's going on. So they're trying to put some different kind of view on something else, bro.
Yeah, man. I think because there's a dude, man, it's getting crazy with all about the AI, the Palantir. The Palantir guy, his name is Peter Thiel.
Mm-hmm.
He we talked about him before, but this fool's, they call him the new Antichrist because this guy he's basically said that he doesn't care if humanity progresses. He only cares if what's it called? If the robots, basically, like he's pro technology, anti-human.
Oh fuck! like George Soros.
Like, I don't know about him too much, but I do know that this guy in particular, he's dealing with all this AI stuff, and he's like, man, I don't care if humans survive this shit. Like, so they call him the Antichrist a little bit, but usually we talk about all these these intense fucking political shit that makes people angry. But right now, we're gonna go back to some other shit that I came across. Some random video I came across, some alien shit, just for the hell of it. Some aliens. So basically, if you know about aliens, right? There's a different species of aliens. So there's like the people who study this shit, the alien stuff. They say there's multiple different types of aliens, and there's a certain type of alien that they say looks like a praying mantis, like a full human-sized praying mantis. You know, like with the weird little bug eyes, like an insect, but just like a large size. And so this guy said on a TikTok video I came across, he's like, yeah, I was in the woods and I saw this praying mantis alien. And then he looked at me and then he kept his eyes locked on me and he was aware of me. And he just, in 3 seconds, he just like went up and he just disappeared. But they said that so there's a theory that these aliens, the praying mantis aliens, are in charge of the little gray aliens, the big-headed ones. You know those big-headed, big-eye aliens? That they are in charge of them. But the theory I heard about those gray aliens is that that they are not necessarily alive. They're like robots. They're like artificial robots. They have flesh and they have meat and bone, but they're robots. It's like, you know, if humans get more advanced, they'll create more advanced robots. Right, and the most advanced robot you can create, it's gonna simulate human skin and texture and blood and all that, but it's still gonna be a robot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they still have like they do have like they have like some samples of like supposedly AI human robots, bro. I don't know if you ever seen them, but they have like some in Japan, China, whatever, and they literally look like robots. Obviously, I mean humans, but they're not like that artificial or that real yet.
Yeah,
but they are like, you look at them and it's like, oh yeah, that's a robot. You could tell, but
and the obviously more technology goes, the more they're gonna have real features, like
the flesh.
Not even they're gonna have blood. Like it might be some different type of chemical, but they might have a heart. I mean, it makes sense. Like if technology advances, like we're the most advanced technology that exists. Like as human beings being alive, that's exactly the most advanced. Where we have blood, we have a heart, we are self-sustaining. That's like a crazy level of technology, but they say that those gray aliens are part of that. They're part of that technology, and they use them basically as like worker robots. Like they send them down to probe people and to abduct people and to make experiments on human beings. That's why when people have abduction and like sleep paralysis, usually they see those gray aliens like doing work on them, because those are like the robots that do work. Because some of those other type of species, they can't really exist on Earth for too long because our atmosphere and all this shit, according to the theories, right? That's what they say about these aliens. But I don't know. I think some of this might be also I think they might be spiritual too, because like we talked about before, like I think aliens and spirits might be the same thing. We're just like mixing those shits up.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, bro, because I know like throughout this world, bro, like I know there's something that's powerful and smarter than us in this whole like world, bro. Like as humans, I feel like we're nothing, bro, because I feel like there's more advanced people out there. Because I mean, you get a gun, bro, you shoot someone like 4 times, they're dead, bro. You know, you shoot them in the head and they're probably dead. And I know out there in this world, you shoot someone in the head and they'll still be alive, bro, because they have that experience of like they've seen so many people, I guess, die from a headshot. So they're like, all right, we need to advance this and we need to, you know, fix this up. So like if we get shot in the head, we'll have like a little button that goes off. Like people that have diabetes, bro. Like if their blood sugar is too high, it starts beeping or whatever. They check it. I feel like they have that for like people that are that like more advanced, bro. Like so if they get shot in the head, it just gives them more blood, or I don't know. It just some Wolverine shit, bro.
Damn.
I feel like that is possible, bro. And
you know what? There's a guy named Bob Lazar. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I haven't.
So this guy Bob Lazar, he looks like a super like nerdy guy. He's a scientist guy, but he's the top whistleblower for like aliens. This guy said he worked in Area 51. He's come on a bunch of podcasts. So basically, this guy's he's on every podcast. If you look him up, Bob Lazar, he was on Joe Rogan too. They did a documentary, and he
was it the one of the most viewed podcasts?
I'm not sure, but I know that he was on there with another guy that was doing a documentary on him. So it's two guys, but this guy's like just a white dude with like big old glasses. He's like super, looks like a math guy, this and that, but he doesn't seem like he's a liar. But he's saying all these crazy shit. Like he's like, oh, I worked in Area 51 in the 80s, and in the 80s they already had all this fingerprint technology and all this crazy technology and anti-gravity. And he said that basically they already had all this technology, and they already had the technology to regrow limbs. Basically, they could heal you fully. Anything that happens to you, they can heal you fully. They already had that technology for a long time, but they say that if they let this technology out, it will destroy the world, because that technology, if somebody's smart enough to see how it works, they can reverse it and they could get infinite energy. And so that throws off all the oil industry, the electricity companies. That changes the whole world dynamic, because the U.S. economy is based off of oil. Because you know how when they went off of gold, the gold standard, because it used to be your money was backed by gold reserves, but then I think in the 70s or in the 80s they changed that, and they changed it to oil. So now your dollar is connected to the oil. So because if it moves from gold to nothing, then your dollar is meaningless. But it went from, that's why it's all about oil. So the second oil becomes meaningless and they get infinite energy, the dollar means nothing, and it collapses. So it would collapse a lot of things economically, and they just can't let that information out there, because they could fix a lot of things, but most of them don't want to. Most of them don't want to fix, or they don't want to let this information out there. But
and they know if they do, bro, it's like
to it.
Yeah, and they know if they do, it's gonna be a wrap, bro. Because how many people are gonna be alive, bro? Like this planet would sink, bro. Like there'd be too many people out here, bro. And I know they have that technology where, like I said, going back, like if you get shot in the head, they know, and they have proof. They have even probably like monkey dummies or whatever for throughout all this lifetime, bro. They know that they have this technology, and if this happens to them, they're gonna die, bro. But if you have this backup, it's like a lifesaver, bro. Basically, yeah, you just, something happens, they shoot you, and blood sucks up somewhere, bro. And I mean, shoots up somewhere, and you're good,
Damn.
And I know they have this technology out there, but they don't want to, like you said, give it out, because people go halves, bro. They'll abuse it, bro. And just imagine, like, if you talk about like aliens, people will go haywire, bro. Like they'll go crazy. Like just look at that, the vaccines, the pandemic, the fucking COVID shit. People were like, I don't know about your city, bro, but my city, these guys were fucking racking up like bottles of water, like sold out everything, bro.
Really?
Like they panicked everything, rice, fucking whatever it was. Like they just packed everything up, like it was doomsday, bro. And if you tell them about this, man, this is a different story, bro. The whole society would crumble, bro. Like they'd be crazy. Like it'd be so hard to get everything. So they have everything controlled, bro. And like if you go to your local grocery store right now, you could get whatever you want right now, bro. It's not sold out. But at the moment you put this on the media, you put this on the social media, the news, whatever, and you say like, oh, aliens are coming, bro, people are gonna just go psychotic, bro. It's gonna go crazy, and you don't want that. So the elites know that. So if you put something on like that, people are gonna react some type of way, and they know this from the get-go. Years, all this experience they had about people, bro. So you know how we go to school, right? General rad, whatever. You learn all this bullshit thing like English, writing, basically the same thing. Biology, all this shit, bro. Math. But if you go to the elite school, it's different, bro. It's hella different. You learn about humans, how they act, bro.
Man,
They have all these
they
classes,
got the
bro.
way
That's
higher education.
basically that, bro. I think if I had to guess it, bro, like all the elites, they would probably have one class, and it's just how to control the human people, bro. Yeah, it would make sense, bro.
That's true.
Like if and you studied it for 8-10 years, bro, and they don't want to. It's like they don't want to tell anybody that, bro. But it's like it's like if you go to first grade all the way to 12th grade, bro. You learn all this bullshit, right? If you're just a normal human being, bro.
Shit that doesn't even matter, bro. Shit
Yeah.
you learn the most bullshit that doesn't fucking matter in school.
Just a regular Joe, bro. An average Joe. You're just an average Joe. You grow up with an average family, whatever. You're on that side of that perspective. Like, all right, you're gonna go to first grade. You're gonna go 12th grade. We already have this fate for you. We already know what's gonna happen because you're not part of this elite group. And if you have an elite, bro, and they have a kid, they teach them obviously. Way fucking different. Even if you have money too, bro. The rich think that they're luckier because they have money and they gonna send their kids to private school, bro. They got that shit leveled down, bro. Come on, man. You got to be with that blood, bro. You got that reptilian blood, bro. You got to be part of that shit, bro. I think people be saying like we're crazy, we're potheads and all this shit, bro. But if you really think about it, who are the ones that are controlling the world, bro? And how? Just look at your environment. How is it? Obviously, you have like these politicians controlling, this whatever in your city. But we're not even talking about just politicians, bro. We're talking about like the big boys, bro. The big boys that control the world. Watch The Simpsons, and they even have that like just for jokes, bro. Just for jokes, they have Illuminati, whatever the fuck it is, bro. They have like those little a few people that rule this motherfucker, bro. You don't think they have family members that they don't want them to do better? They already know what's up, bro. So they're gonna guide them to be like, all right, this guy could be the next ruler after I die, right? Just think about it, bro, like that, man. But people think we're crazy and all this shit, bro. And I don't think we obviously we're not
Mexicans too, huh? That they don't be thinking that way sometimes.
Yeah, they just like they said, we're more conservative too, bro. Like we just work, we put our heads down, and whatever we are told to do, we'll do it. Yeah, and we never complain, like we talked about in the last episode, bro.
But that's a good point you bring up. I think that's the point that I want to touch upon that I forgot about. But it's it's the part of the propaganda, because we talked about it before, how the right wing of America, both sides, obviously they have the propaganda. The liberal side, they have the propaganda that they target Mexicans with. The right also has their propaganda they target with, and they target usually the men. The conservative party of America, they target the men of Latino or Mexicans for their vote. Obviously, they try to switch them over. You know, they have a I think we talked about it before. I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but they have I think for me, from what I see, I think it's a strategy that they use. They either convert or deport. It's like either we're going to convert you into brainwash you, or we're going to deport your ass. So I think that's what I think is their strategy. And if you see, they have this narrative, this talking point. They're like, oh, well, this is where the brainwash comes in. This is where the wordplay comes in. They're like, oh, well, you know, you actually should vote for us because Mexicans are naturally more conservative. And then immediately they got you there, because then you're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we are about that. But, you know, and then that's where they start getting everybody, convincing people. But ultimately, if you really look at the definitions of what it is to be like Mexican culturally and the values, and what it is to be American conservative, the values are completely different. It might be the same word you're using, but the values are very different. Like Mexicans are more family oriented. They're not individualistic necessarily. And then Americans are more so materialist. They care about the money, they care about the status, and they care about their own personal, what they get from it. And so they try to put those two things together, but they can't go together. So they try to say, oh, you're just like me. We have the same values. We're both conservative. Vote for me. And Mexicans are like, oh yeah, you know, they fall for it, and they're like, oh yeah, we're more conservative too. We're about this and that, but you're very, very different. So don't fall for these word games. It's all wordplay. It's like it's just the that's the way propaganda works. That's the way these lies kind of continue. You just have to call it for what it is. But I think that it brings another point too with Mexicans, and this I think this is a topic that is good for a lot of people to hear. It's the collective mindset that a lot of people have growing up Mexican, and then there's you have to kind of deal with what it is to be individualist in the U.S. because the U.S. culture is very individualistic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people have a tough time dealing with those things because Mexicans are very kind of tribal oriented, very like, you know, your family, your structure, and Americans are not like that. Like your average American is not about a tribe. They're about me first, and everybody else like it's about money, it's about me, it's about this and that. But your average Mexican's different mentality, and you have to learn how to deal with those two things. But well, yeah, I mean,
yeah. I mean, we're not saying all Americans too, you know, but for the majority of the part, if you come to America, it's like all about your status. Like, oh, what do you do? If you're this and that, you're nothing. If you do this, you're at the higher end, right? And people like to associate with their I work for Boeing or I work for Raytheon and I'm here and I have this house in Seal Beach and Newport Beach, whatever, and they feel like they're entitled, bro, because just of what they have. And at the same time, it's like coming from a Mexican perspective, bro. It's like you just treat how they are, bro. It doesn't matter. Stay humble, bro. Like no matter how much money you have, no matter where you come from, and you grow whatever. You're a millionaire. You're not a millionaire. You're a billionaire. Just stay humble. Those are the real people that I would want to associate with, bro. Like money doesn't define who you are, bro. It's about how you care about the people and how you respect people, bro. And at the end of the day, long term, you get more respect out of everybody, the community, the people, on the way that you acted with other quote unquote poor people. You know, the whatever these fools be saying shit, but you get more respect from everybody when they when you just treat everybody how you just talk to a millionaire, billionaire like if you're just talking to a regular buddy, bro. And you get way more respect, and you get more respect from me too. Which I don't know if it means anything, but I have way more respect, and I'll look up more to you, bro. Like if you just like, oh yeah, this guy's a down ass
like
person,
a real
bro,
person.
a real ass dude, bro. You know, he doesn't really care about status. He just cares about like people, bro, and just tries to fix his community, bro. And that's what I think that's a really powerful tool and a really powerful thing, because not many of us have that, bro. Not many of us are really humble, and people just know it too. People just see you, they get your vibe, bro. And I think I posted a thing a few days ago where when you have high vibration when like
people be staring
at you, kids love you, dogs love you, or animals love you in general, bro. They feel safe around you. And if you have that, bro, because you just feel it.
That's true.
And people hate on that too. They always hate on everything, bro. But we're going back on that, bro.
But is there anything we already got a good amount of time? Is there anything you want to end off on?
I just think no. I think we had a good podcast. Like, subscribe,
yeah, make sure to comment on everything, man.
So far we'll talk about more good stuff later on. We got a good video coming out soon. You guys are gonna love this location. We're gonna have a good probably one of the best, maybe one of the top views that we probably ever have. coming soon, so y'all straight up tune in for that, because I'm sure you're gonna love that. Guaranteed. And just keep on commenting. Even the haters keep on commenting everything, bro, because we're moving up on the scale pretty quick. And just keep follow, subscribe. We got YouTube, we got TikTok, Instagram, and Mr. Keith's your website. But yeah, keep thank you guys. Spotify, Apple Music, podcasts. We have the homie Eddie set everything up pretty good for that.
We're all doing good, man.
And yeah, we're doing pretty good, bro. And we're gonna still keep on trucking, bro. Yeah, keep on trucking. So that's it for this episode. But tune in for the next one. You're definitely gonna love it, especially if you see it visually.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
All right. Peace, people.